Doing pretty well. How are you, Adam?
Yeah, doing great, thank you. So we're at Monza. Is it one of your favourite tracks or not?
I wouldn't say my favorite because it's flat out, so it's not that it's not that track like Singapore or Hungary or Monaco where you have to be very prescient or anything like that. But you have to make up time in the middle sector where really are the corners.
So I remember on previous games, it used to be a one-stop strategy in the race, but I'm sure the deck's gone up on this game because it seems usually in a 50% race they do about two stops. Can you see anyone doing a one-stop race?
Definitely, I believe one step is possible. I don't know which one would be faster. We'll see. Maybe
Okay.
maybe some rain can affect or anything like that. We should spice things up a bit.
Okay, just making sure we've got all the drivers that we should have in. Got
19 out of 22.
TJ Honest. Would you invite him for us, please?
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, last week we'd come back. We raced at Spa. Brilliant race. A lot of the top runners in the championship actually crashed out. Some going down like through Eau Rouge, which left the title picture more than wide and open, and even allowed Lee Now to get into second place in the drivers' championship. Now, do we expect a rainy race today, Peter?
I hope not. I think we got enough out of the rain. Like, I think we had a wet race in Hungary, but I'm not sure. But definitely in Spa, and it was more than enough for me.
So, we've seen the our new driver coming to get you. He's won both his races, the two that he's entered. This is his third race. Do you see him getting pole position, or do you reckon you got Fletcher Boy going to get himself back into the title picture, or you got Lee Now as well, Humbug, Techno Thriller, of course?
Yeah, they need to. As Dave said last week, if they keep presenting him chances, then he'll go at them, and he might be able to take the championship.
Well, that's it, because he's far off in the points table, but a couple more races that go in his favour with some of the top guys crashing out opens up his maybe his title approach will get bigger, and he'll start thinking a bit more wisely about like close races like Singapore, whether or not to go for certain moves. Do you reckon he's got a good chance of maybe getting into for the last couple of races, getting in the fight for the title or not?
Well, he's got nothing to lose, so why not? I think if you push and you crash out, then I think you definitely lost nothing, as you are not in a title picture just yet. So consistency, which pays off, I think. But if you're not in a title picture, you can push and crash out with no aftermath or anything like that.
I suppose also that he's in the Haas team as well, and another driver's in the Haas. I'm sure it's Techno that he's in the
Yeah.
Haas, so that would mean that they've got a good chance for the constructors' championship. So do you reckon coming to get you have to play the second driver role to Techno in regards to maybe allowing him through in the race, or do you reckon both drivers just go at it and maybe the team will benefit from it?
I think they will go at it. Like, everyone wants to be the champion, so I don't see the point giving up points to your rivals, even if you're in the same team. So I think yeah, they will go at each other.
So it looks like it's quite overcast. Do you reckon we're going to get any rain for quali?
Uh, good question, Adam. I hope not. I would still say I hope not, because it would be more interesting to see finally a dry race where the real, how should I say, the real everything comes out of the drivers in the dry. While in the wet, while you're driving in the wet, then you will you will be more cautious than others. So I think if you run a wet race, then it's all about bravery and precision. While if you're running on a dry track like we are today, you can go flat out.
So, got the weather report in. We've got dry quali, which is good for the drivers. A dry start to the race, with rain possibly midway through the race. That should spice things up.
Oh, that's the best possible scenario, I think. And already I can see Fletcher changing to soft tires instead of super soft. Maybe that's because of the rain.
Yeah, that's possible, because you ideally want to try and get the tyres as much as possible on the first stint to maybe see it to a bit of wet weather, so you don't have to pit that extra stop earlier for extra dry tyres when the rain's going to be 5 laps away.
Yeah, I think that's what he's doing.
So it's the only driver that is currently got the soft selected, but he's in the pit at the moment. We're on board with Lee now. Just going to go over the start-finish straight to start his hot lap. Would you talk us through Lee? Oh no, he's pitted. There we go. Not looking, not the best camera view there.
Humbug is starting his flying lap, third in the championship. He's going up towards the Variante del Rettifilio corner. He takes it pretty nicely. A bit overshot it, but I think it's okay. Then he goes through Curva Grande. A very interesting name of a corner. Yeah, so then I think he's going up to Roja, Variante Roja. He goes through there pretty cleanly. Then the two Lesmos, Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2. And so far he's on a pretty good lap. As he overshot the first Lesmo, and I think that might cost him an abandoned lap. But he still continues, so no. Then coming up to Ascari, one of my favorite corners in F1 because it's pretty quick and it's pretty hard to master.
Yeah, exactly. I've come out of there and got so much oversteer coming out of the exit, it can throw you into the wall.
Yeah. And then through Parabolica, and Jamie's killer, a reserve driver for tonight. Got the first time up, and it's a 1:33.980. It's beaten by Humbug by well over a second. A 1:22.322.
So we'll go and see if Coming to Get You he's out on his out lap, but we'll go with Fletcher Boy. He's on the soft tyres. He's going to try and maybe set a fantastic time. It could be possible. Also looking out for the drivers that may take advantage in the race. If they qualify wise with a good setup maybe for the race, they should be able to qualify mid-order, maybe 6th, 7th, 8th, and maybe have a good race from the start.
Definitely. Astekno is in pole position. And he's improving after... Oh, he made a mistake. I think the dirty air, what caused him make that mistake. Coming to Get Ya is 16th at the moment. Fletcher Boy starts his lap on the softs. I'm pretty excited to see what he can manage.
Who's your shout for pole position?
I would stick with Techno Thriller.
Okay, I'm going to go with Coming to Get You, but Lord JB's gone second. Another great performance last week in Spa. Got third in qualifying.
Yeah, pretty good lap. As Humbug beats it. Oh, he's just 300ths of a second away.
So Fletcher
close.
Boy is currently on in a sector 2 on his fast lap on the soft tyres. Got Coming to Get You. He's a little bit further behind on track, so we'll try and switch between each driver when they go through their sector times.
Fletcher is I think Fletcher is thinking very, very smartly right now. He's doing a pretty good job.
A 53.9 sector 2 time for Fletcher Boy. We'll go see what Coming to Get You can do.
He lost it a bit. He had a bit of understeer through the middle part of Parabolica. As Force Leipzig retires in sector 2. And I think Fletcher will do another lap. That's my opinion. That was just a banker. Oh, and what a good banker! He's up into P3.
coming to get you. He's not on a good lap. He's 2 seconds slower in sector 2 than Fletcher Boy, so he might be maybe trying to just go in and get another set of tyres on and try and go for that one lap.
As I'm looking, coming to get you, he's pretty much overloaded with fuel. He has 29.5 lap of fuel abroad, so I don't know what is he doing.
Maybe he's getting a feel for the race pace that he's probably going to be expecting. He's still got enough time to get round quickly, get another set of tyres on. As long as you leave the pit lane with about 1 minute 55 on the clock, you should get round in time to start a flying lap.
Yeah. That's true, that's true.
So we'll run down the order. Sorry Peter, go on.
Yeah, Decadent just improved on his time. He's 5th at the moment.
So, the provisional grid so far is Techno Thriller 1st, Humbug 2nd, Fletcher Boy 3rd, Chopper 4th, Decadent 5th, Lord JB 6th, Gamey Things 7th, Did SX 8th, for Snipe's sake is 9th, and Blood and Sand 10. So do you expect that order to change very much in the last 4.5 minutes of the session?
Yeah, I'm still waiting a pretty competitive lap from coming to get ya. I think he can challenge for pole position. In order for him to win the title, he needs to be on the front row for every race that remains, I think. And he will have half a chance, I think.
Come around the Parabolica now. He's gonna try and keep it nice and tidy. Don't want to drift out too wide. And he pits, so he's going for that final killer run, I think. Get a new set of tyres on and go out on track.
Yeah. But remember, he has only one chance. So, if he screws up, then that's the chance of a great starting position gone. And remember, it's a pretty tight first chicane here in Monza, so he might get into trouble. And Lee now hasn't set a lap time yet.
That's interesting. Maybe he's tried to leave it late.
He's on the softs as well, so both Williamses thinking forward to the race. And remember, if you set a good time on the super soft, then I think you have no chance of beating it on a set of hard tires.
So we've got Techno Thriller, he's currently provisional pole, 121.367. Humbug super quick, right behind him in second, with Fletcher Boy third. Now Fletcher Boy probably will be happy with that time, especially considering he's on a harder compound to the rest of the guys around him in the field.
I think if Fletcher can get into the first two rows, then he'll definitely be a factor in this race if the rain comes and the others can't hold their tires until the rain period.
So we're on board with Techno Thriller going into turn 1, keeping it nice and tidy, no hint of oversteer coming out of the corners, so hopefully he's going to try and set a better sector 1 time than he did, although that was fast. He just wants to maybe give himself a better cushion with the likes of Humbug, Fletcher Boy coming to get you, all trying to set a better lap time.
Coming to get you still on the pits.
He's got 2 minutes 5 seconds. He's gonna cut it close if he's gonna get out.
Yeah. And yeah, he's out, so no problem. He's out.
Still going to be quite close to get around the circuit, especially if you run into traffic as well. You're going to have cars that are on the fast lap.
Into P12. I think that's not going to be good enough for him.
He's going to be quite disappointed with that. He's still got enough time to go set a lap. As long as he's got enough fuel in the car and the tyres will give him that bit of performance, he should go around and maybe try and set another lap.
So Fletcher starts his flying lap just now.
Techno Thriller coming round to finish his lap. He does a 1 minute 21.717. So a little bit slower than his last lap.
Yes, that's worse. So I think if he does not come, if he does not go for another lap, then he's done for this qualifying session. But we'll find out very soon.
So we're on board with Fletcher boys.
Fletcher sets a 126.6, I believe. What was Techno's time in the first sector?
I won't be able to check that without getting the director menu up, I think.
Oh, okay.
Lord JB retires from session 6th place. That will be quite pleasing for him. I expect he'll want a little bit more than that, but the race is still in front of him. So we're on board with Fletcher Boy. He is in the 3rd sector of his flying lap. 24 seconds left in the session.
Asli improves. DSX is up into P6. Oh, and Techno just lost it. So that's his luck ruined. He was up on that time though. So let's see, Fletcher, can he improve? No, he can't.
On ball coming to get you. So coming to get you is in sector 2 at the moment. He's on the super soft tyres as well. This is his final lap. He should be well further in the field. This is his last lap to go, try and get that and correct it.
Yeah, Ascari will be a deciding factor, I think. Chopper is in 4th. Pretty good job from him. Locks up a tiny bit. Coming to get you.
I think it's not going to be a pole position lap unless he does something spectacular in this last couple of corners.
I think it will be a pretty good lap though. Though we ran a bit wide. This was pretty close. He couldn't get it before. So Fletcher Boy is the biggest winner so far, I believe.
Yeah, Fletcher Boy's got great tyres to start the race on, especially if there's going to be rain mid through the race. He might be able to get close enough to the rain spell to pit the wet tyres on. But you never know, might not even get any wet weather. It could be a dry session. The weather will change quite regularly on this game, which is quite odd. But sometimes you get it straight after the other, rain, sun, and it is mental.
I think we're looking forward to a pretty entertaining Grand Prix.
So, turn 1, everyone knows it's going to be quite hectic. How would you approach it, say, if you're starting maybe 3rd or 4th on the grid?
I said it earlier to Fletcher and to Lee. We talked about it, and I said, and to Jonas, and I said I would stay on the outside for the first part of the Retifilio chicane, and then go into the inside to turn in. And because I think you can lose so much more in the second part than the first part, but that's just me, of course. And it definitely depends on the position where you are at, where you're in.
And I suppose you have a lot of trust with the people you're racing with as well, to make sure they hit their braking points on time and don't go rear-ending your car.
Definitely. I think this will be pretty tight though. And Humbug, let's mention Humbug, he's starting from 2nd place. Just 300 of a second down on Techno. Pretty good lap, and he'll be starting from the inside. Even it's a little bit more dirtier than the outside, but I think it's still a pretty good place to start from.
So we're going to have the cars go around on the formation lap, so 27 laps of the race. Should be interesting.
Yeah, definitely. And it's so far pretty dry sky, pretty clear sky and dry track. But you can see a few of the clouds still over there already, so
let's have a little bet. I reckon the rain will come around lap 14.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
There we go, I made a wise prediction for once. The day will pick up for me.
Okay, let's make a bet. I would say 15, lap 15.
Right, so 14, 15, okay. Should be interesting.
Yes, should be. Coming to get you is in 4th place. An unusual starting position for him so far, I think.
So I tell you what, CBO land as well. That was a weird session to be started 15th because you'd expect him to be further up the grid.
Definitely. Especially as he finished, I believe, third last race, or second. Second it was.
There you go. It's just shows you maybe the session just didn't go right for him.
Yeah, it can happen to everyone. But remember, you cannot win the race into the first corner unless it's Monaco.
That is very true. But with Monaco,
So,
you could lose it in the second corner as well and end your race.
yeah. So who do you see leading after the first lap?
Fletcher boy. I don't know why, I just got a funny feeling it could be him.
Fletcher boy. 5 red lights and we're already underway. And yeah, Fletcher boy is on the outside. Coming to get you will be up the inside. That's a pretty clean start so far. Not for the backmarkers. Yeah. There was contact.
It's not too bad though, considering what could have been at turn 1. That was quite good racing by the drivers there. Brilliant job.
Ooh. I thought for a second someone will hit Fletcher boy up from behind, but fortunately it didn't happen.
Gamey things is at a bit contest. He is dead last now.
Oh, and Decadent is out. He's not out, but he had contact with championship second. Championship contender Lee. What happened here?
Wasn't caught on camera. That is that's going to be a big hit to Lee after a brilliant race last race with decent points.
His car is in good shape, so
anything can happen. You could have rain, which is expected. That could open it up for Lee. So he's got to be smart. He's got to get some decent points under his belt, even if it's a long slog.
Yeah, he needs to be calm. He got nothing to lose in this race so far. So, and I think his car is in good shape, so he can continue.
So we've got a Chopper. Chopper is right on the back, 4 tenths of a second behind Fletcher Boy. Is Fletcher Boy struggling with the track temperatures at the moment, not suiting the soft tyres?
Yeah, it can definitely be a factor. As he's losing, he lost a second to coming to Getcha, which is very important for him. And Hambach is already 1.7 seconds behind Techno Thriller. And coming to Getcha is on the back of him.
Yeah, coming to get you is only 6 tenths or less than 6 tenths of a second now. Going behind Humbug. Hugbug will have him full in his mirrors, and it's going to be quite tasty going probably to Parabolica with these two drivers.
And the race, which we predicted before the race between Techno and coming to Getcha, might be happening.
Exactly, it could be on. Let's see, coming to get you is now having a nice look up at Humbug. He's trying to make a move, he makes a move going in. Humbug tries to make a defensive line there, he's pushed out wide. Hopefully coming to get you is going to be able to get past, but Humbug's defending with all his might as Techno Thriller sets a 124.4 lap time. Look at that, Humbug is still keeping coming to get you in the third position, so it's going to go right to the wire at turn 1.
Oh, late braking, but oh, that was a pretty good move. I thought for a second he'll go through the chicane, but no, he managed to break down. So he made a miraculous move.
Humbug's all under pressure still. He's got Fletcher Boy now, so he's coming to get. He's got past Humbug now. Fletcher Boy having a look at Humbug as well. So not a good lap for him.
Hit the sausage. He lost maybe 3 tenths there. As Humbug is trying to overtake coming to get you. Pretty good battle so far for second place between the 3 of them.
Yeah, but look at Techno Thriller. Techno's getting a decent lap advantage. He's 3 seconds now in 3 laps, second a lap on average.
Yeah, and that battle is pretty much not over yet. So he'll have quite a bit of advantage.
Gonna
Which
have,
might come handy.
The three drivers are going to have, well, two of the drivers will have DRS, so Humbug and Fletcher Boy with DRS going down the straight, so it's going to leave Coming to Get You a little underprotected as well, because Humbug's no slouch on the straights.
Yeah, Humbug is pretty quick on the straights. I see he's the rev limiter. Oh!
He had a cheeky look there, but he thought it was a bit too unwise to go for a move, so he'll follow Coming to Get You around for probably another half a lap.
That's another bad race for Decadence so far. He's down into P18 with the new front wing, and Lee's up into P14 already.
Got S. Graham pitted and put the medium tyres on, so he's hoping for a one-stop strategy. His Humbug's got it all wrong and has allowed Fletcher Boy to get past him. Maybe overshot his braking point.
Blood and Sun is battling away with Four Snipes Sake and S. Graham, and it's pretty long train between CBO land and I think, yeah.
S. Graham's crashed.
When S. Graham is in, yeah, he's in the wall and he crashed out. I think what happened is he lost it out of the second Lesmo. He might put it into the gravel, and that's what happened. That's unfortunate.
It is, and when you make a mistake like that, I've made it a few times, it is very frustrating, and you can get so much anger from a little bit of driving that just caught you off guard.
Looking back at the top four, Humbug is now 4th, and Fletcher is 3rd. And Fletcher is... oh, and it's it's raining already! Lap 5, and it's raining already.
Well, that is a
Brilliant.
shock. That's quite early into the race. That's going to be really tough, especially for the driver that pitted for the medium tyres. That was S. Graham. Well, he's out now. Gamey Things has pitted for the mediums, as James Killer has as well. But with the rain starting, that's going to be a bad move. Fletcher
Boy has made a pretty good strategy with soft tires, because the soft tires work in a lower temperature range than the super softs, so it will be pretty easy much easier for Fletcher to keep these tires up to temperature than the two Haas drivers in front of him.
On board with for Snipe's sake, he's trying to have a look at TJ Honest. He had DRS but didn't really make much use of it, so he's still going to be following the drive around, going up to the straight lane up to Parabolica.
And Jade had contact with someone. He's all alone though, so I don't know what happened.
Techno's pitting.
In the pits. I think he's pitting for Inters, and I think if he is, then that's a pretty bad move.
He's got the Inters on it.
In my opinion. And a lot of them are pitting for Inters.
Yeah, a lot of drivers are either panicking or they've called it right, because that's earlier. It's only been raining for 1 lap.
I wouldn't pit.
Fletcher Boy is catching, coming to get you.
That's what I was talking about. They are the separate, so it's my... And Fletcher Boy made a miraculous move for the lead.
This is going to be important for the pit stops.
Yeah, I think I might call it wrong. I think Techno made a pretty good decision now.
So coming to get you is all over the back of Fletcher Boy. This is going to be interesting. Fletcher Boy is going to hope to try and keep coming to get you behind him.
Into the gravel trip. That's very bad for coming to get you. And
oh, he's had a little bit of a slide on exit of the corner as well.
He couldn't pit because Techno was in the pits.
Humbug is right on the back of coming to get you now after a couple of mistakes by the driver there. Coming to get you, usually calm and collected, but the rain must be getting to him a bit as the track conditions become quite slippery as well, as Humbug will be going into the pits now as Fletcher Boy pits.
Lord JB is 3rd.
He's pitting as well.
How did he manage to do that? Techno will have a huge advantage, so From here, it's all about not to bottle it.
And
I think.
Techno Thriller starts his lap 7 now. He has made so many gains on the drivers in front of him. What a great call by Techno.
Yeah, and Fletcher's up into P2. He will chase him down. And they will have a big fight, I believe.
Coming to get you the biggest loser there. 5th place coming out of the pits.
He'll have a hard time overtaking Lord JB and Humbug. And I think Lord JB is the biggest winner.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. Techno doubled his lead advantage to 6.8 seconds now over 2nd place.
Very good decision. Very good decision. To be honest, I would have stayed out for another lap.
Do you reckon it would have maybe risked too far, or do you reckon you'd have made it to the pits?
I think I would made it to the pits, but if I was Techno, I would have stayed out.
We're on board with the McLaren under a CBO land. He's having a little battle with TJ Honest out the second Lesmo. They're very close together. No contact, which is pretty good.
CBO land does not have the whole front wing of his. Oh, and
that's very naughty there. A little bit of push in there. Saw CBO land go on a bit of the grass down the straight.
Us James Killer. Ooh, and that's a weird place to crash. Out of Parabolica. Way out of Parabolica. He's in the middle of the track.
Still on board with CBO land coming out of Parabolica as we see the car right in the middle of the track. CBO land is going to try and make his move on TJ Honest now. No DRS as the weather conditions have outlawed that. He's trying to have a little look now. He's side by side with TJ Honest going into turn 1. Who's going to brake late? Oh, it looks like CBO land brake a little bit early there. But he's trying to make a move. He's done it. He's on the inside. He's got past TJ Honest. What a move by CBO land.
A beautiful move. A beautiful move. And I think Fletcher's lead is Techno's lead is pretty much in good hand, and he's quicker than Techno at the moment.
Lee now is in 12th place, not going to do any favours to his championship race, but I suppose you're going to have a bad race, especially with the wet round Monza. Decadent, the biggest loser, he's 14th for the moment.
But remember, buddy, Lee now was the only driver out of the top 4 who finished the Grand Prix last time when it was raining.
That is true, yeah, that is very true. So it could still be his race. We're on lap 9. Did SX has pitted for the wet tyres? I think that's way too early, but we'll see. I guess we go by Techno.
For the wet. For the wet. Oh, and he forced Techno wide. Yeah, Fletcher, I think he gained like 2 seconds here. Yes, he gained 2 seconds. Lee overtook someone. It was 4 snipes sake. No, he came into the pits. They're making calls for wet tires. Both Red Bulls.
Well, that's it just shows you the track must be wetter than it looks on screen, because it doesn't look too bad. We've had races where it's just bucketing down, but we're not out there, so we won't know. As for Snipe's sake, the second person to get the wet tyres on as Jed Rios gets passed in 12th due to the pit stop. So Fletcher Boy 5.6 seconds, gained a couple of seconds on Techno Thriller, but Techno Thriller is trying to eke out the gap now and see what the track conditions like. Does he make the call to go wet with like the other 2 drivers, or does he just keep it out there and see what's the best option for him?
I would stay out, but it's my decision making is not that good today, I think. Ooh, Techno lost it. No, he saved it, but he was pretty close to lose it. Out of Parabolica, he touched the white line.
A lot of the cars having a little wiggle when they apply the brakes before Parabolica, so track conditions are maybe a little bit greasier than usual as well, especially with the rainfall.
It is very tricky. I think it's even more trickier than in Spa.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, definitely.
And what did the reporters say? Will it dry out by the end of the Grand Prix, or it will stay wet?
The information I got is rain will start halfway through, so it's a mystery to us.
Okay.
Brilliant
Then
reporting there
we'll
from our
find
weatherman.
Yeah. Right
So,
now, Fletcher and Techno is playing like a back and forth game. I mean, Techno is giving up seconds and then gaining them back, so
that's poor. The Red Bull not getting out of the way of Humbug going down the straight held him up a little bit in my eyes. We got on board with Lil JB in the Force India. He's fourth place at the moment. He's going to be made up with that. He's going to be passing the lapped Red Bull any minute. We'll go on board. We're coming to get you. He's made about a second on Lil JB. He's going to try and put the hammer down.
I think he's the quickest at the moment.
He's going to have to put in some decent laps in the middle part of the race because he has to get himself up. There we go. It's the entrance to Parabolica. It's catching a lot of drivers out.
Coming to get you in Techno. Techno is pretty competitive tonight. I think he's back in form or something like that. Like
he's kind of picked up his racing. His racing's been a lot better as well and a lot consistent.
Yeah, his last win was back in Austria, I believe.
See, when he's not winning, I think he's getting quite good positions in the race, so he's still collecting decent points. Which is, I suppose, for a title contender, that's what you got to do. You got to pick the points up, choose your battles wisely.
Yeah. I can hear a lot of drivers say consistency. Consistency. What can make you win a title? Along with talent, of course, and Jade made a call for the wet tires. So okay, I'm looking at Force Knife 6 times. I'm just about going to check it. Force Knife 6 is setting or set at 141.3.
Techno's pitted for the wet tyres.
Yeah.
As is coming to get you as well, Lord JB. Fletcher Boy and Humbug have carried on the inter tyres as the drivers around them switch to the wet tyres.
Techno is out already, but he's in traffic. Now it's important. Fletcher is in the lead. Hey, it's pouring down.
Yeah, the weather's turned really bad at the moment, so drivers are starting to get their wet tyres on. Techno Thriller is in 5th. He's got 4 drivers in front of him, all on inters, and all will be struggling.
Yeah, Techno is a lot quicker than the guys in front of him, like CBO and then Chopper on the inters, so he made another good call, I believe. Though, we'll find out.
So, Fletcher Boy, do you reckon he's left it a lap too late again?
Yes.
That could be the story of his race, always a lap a little bit too slow, but maybe it's just Techno being on the ball tonight with great predictions, maybe reading the track better than most of the drivers around him.
Yeah, he made pretty good calls. Coming to get you lost a lot of ground in that first. Ooh, and Decadent and Force Knife Sake checked out the gravel trap. So, and Fletcher continues on.
That's a driver
So
that sounds like he's just going to go gung-ho style and just try and get the best result on the Inters. Humbug's pitting now as CBO Land Pitts releases Humbug.
Chopper continues. I have a feeling what he's doing. I think he knows that this train wouldn't last that long, that it was a pit stop. So he tries to stay out throughout this period, and then Techno and the others has to make another pit stop for Inters. And when that happens, he'll be in the lead, still.
It's a risky gamble to take though, considering what if it doesn't improve, conditions don't improve until maybe 3-4 laps till the end. You've given away so much time.
But Techno is stuck behind of Chopper.
Yeah, Chopper doing some impressive defensive driving there. It's frustrating Techno Thriller as well. He's on the wet tyres, so he's going to try and have a little look on the outside as Chopper takes the inside of the corner. Looks like Techno's got the move done. He has done.
Yes. So Fletcher will come into the pit.
He's coming around Parabolica and he's pitting.
Okay,
so we'll ride on board with Techno Thriller as we wait to see where Fletcher Boy will be coming out of the pits. I probably suspect maybe 5-6 seconds behind Techno Thriller.
Maybe more. I think Humbug might be able to get him back. Though this is going to be pretty interesting to see. 13 seconds now. Nowhere to be seen. Fletcher is just coming out. Bloodinston is still out on Inters.
And he's in third position, so it's working for him at the moment.
And the rain is starting to drop back, so it's not falling that heavily.
Yeah, it looks like the sun's got a little bit brighter as well. So could that just be Blood and Sand's brilliant race call to stay out on the Inters as well as Lee Nell? And it dries up, and then you switch to the dries. That's one less pit stop. That could be putting them in a position for a great end to the race.
Yeah, just a fact on my screen, Lee Nell is running on super soft tires. So he must have been a master.
He's definitely got Inters on my screen because I think Cody is trying to give him too much credit there that he could drive on dry tyres on the track like this.
His tyres are locking, but yeah, the indicator says he's on Inters, but my screen says he's on super soft.
Oh, it's going to be tight. Blood and Sand and Humbug having a little battle going through a scurry. Humbug is the victor out of that, but Blood and Sand still only 5 tenths of a second behind him.
And I think if Fletcher would have come in a lap earlier, he would be like 3 seconds behind Techno. So
Blood and Sand's dropped it in Parabolica, and he's took Lord JB out as well. There's Carnage and the other Force India as well. Carnage there as Parabolica catches Blood and Sand out. There's going to be mass pit stops now. Lord JB, Lee Nell.
What happened here?
Blood and Sand, we was on board with him on the TV screen. He dropped it in Parabolica and took out Lord JB. I thought it was Lord JB. It was that 2 Force Indias got taken out.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
But it must have just been a glitch on the screen showing 2 Force Indias because Lord JB is in 5th place, coming to get you is in 4th. So yeah, unfortunately Lee Nell gets caught up in it as well, and he puts on the wet tyres.
I think that's his race gone, or at least a chance for scoring some pretty good points.
Blood and Sand still on the Inters. It didn't help him in Parabolica the last lap. He might have been wiser to choose the wets.
He didn't even change front wing. On my screen, of course.
Chopper's doing quite well. He's tracking down the McLaren Honda of CBO Land. Is he going to be able to get close enough? He's taken a tenth, maybe 2 tenths here and there, but CBO Land seems to be controlling his own race pace, so maybe it will react to Chopper's advances.
Yeah, they are finding each other more and more throughout this season. They're having pretty good battles.
The
It's
spray
a
from
pretty
the
close
cars is
field.
incredible through Parabolica, so maybe that might have caught blood and sand out because the sprays are everywhere.
Sector 3, yellow flag. What happened? There you go, Vitus X. Retired from the Grand Prix in Ascari. I think he lost it and then just retired.
Humbug is third, got a nice gap over coming to get you in fourth. Looks like coming to get you maybe having to push a little bit harder than he would like to, considering he's got a hell of a job to do to get onto the podium.
Yeah, it's not a perfect Grand Prix for coming to get you. Definitely not the perfect Grand Prix for him. But considering he started from P4, then he's right where he was.
And it's still decent points as well, which will always help him.
Yeah, but let's look at the fact that his 3 main championship rivals is just in front of him.
That is true, that is very true.
And as of now, Humbug is losing 10 points to Techno Thriller, Fletcher is 7 points, and I don't want... Oh, Chopper is in the wall. We lost it out of Ascari. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, on the monitors at the moment it's showing the cars are just flooded by water. There's tons of water on the outside. There's a racing line on a Parabolica, so that's going to cause a few drivers some more problems as Chopper pits. Be for a wing change, I suspect. He gets a 5-second stop go penalty for speeding in the pit lane, which just adds to his misery.
Do you see Fletcher catching Techno?
He seems to catch. He seems to maybe get 3-4 tenths on him for maybe 2/3 of the lap, and then loses that amount of time that he's gained. So maybe Techno's just controlling his race, and probably will react if Fletcher Boy gets maybe within 4 seconds of him.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's no point. There's no point pushing it if you have a gap. As Techno cuts the corner, he cut it pretty badly, in my opinion, but he hasn't been given a penalty, so he's lucky. And Bloodstone is still out in Olympus.
Yeah, he's just been taken by Chopper. Chopper takes 10th place, knocks Blood and Sand out the point scoring positions. It's still bucketing it down there, and I don't think Inters are the right tire to be on. He's already dropped it once out of Parabolica. He might have to pit. Still got a good 9-10 laps to go. So it's going to be a tough race for Blood and Sand.
5.4 tenths between the first 2 drivers. That's interesting. Now it's 5.7, 5.6, so seems like Fletcher is catching him 3 tenths a lap. So he won't be able to make it by the end of the race.
Lord JB for the last couple of laps taking about 3-4 tenths away from coming to get you per lap. So either coming to get you struggling, or Lord JB is just more comfortable in these conditions.
Yeah, it can be both. It can be both, definitely. I think coming to get you is struggling all around tonight. Just a bit. He's not struggling, but he's not performing like he should. Or like he wants to. I mean he dominated the first 2 rounds of his career here in SFR, so that's a little bit of a drop off.
Yeah, he's probably going to look back at this and maybe just say maybe it was just one of them races, maybe it was the rain, or maybe he can go away, which he probably will do, go away, come back stronger next week.
Yeah, that would be my mindset too. Logic he's cooking. As he lost it.
Oh, Lord,
that's unfortunate. Okay,
Unfortunate for Lord JB there, and he's carrying on. He's obviously missed the pit
that
entrance
was my
there.
mistake. That was my bad.
Commentator's curse there. Lord JB going down to sixth
Yes.
position, and he will probably get overtaken maybe by Smelly Badger come halfway round the track. That's cost him big.
I didn't want to do that. I
So
feel
that
really
was
sorry for him.
It's just a shame that, but that's what happens. A wet track will catch you out, especially if you're not totally focused every single lap, which is hard to do.
Yeah, it's pretty hard. What do you think of tomorrow's race, Adam?
Yeah, that should be interesting. It was a good race last week with the classics around Monaco. It's Silverstone tomorrow, if I'm right. I think I am right.
Yes.
So that should be
right.
a brilliant race, especially because it's more open. The more open nature of the track just going to promote maybe a bit more overtaking than we saw in Monaco. How are you? What are you looking forward to? I know you're racing in it tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I just want to go through Abbey like unscathed, as I'm starting from the back. So I think I'm gonna take it easy.
Yeah, it's a really interesting rule there for lead. Whatever position you're in the championship, so if you're first, you start at last in the race. So just mixes up a bit there as for Snipe's sake gets past Blood and Sand where the Inter's on still. Track conditions have not improved, so it's a bad call for Blood and Sand as Lord JB does finally pit to get a new nose. Will he risk it? Will he go on the Inters for the last 7 laps?
Oh, he can. But no. He'll stay. And Smelly Badger, he is doing a pretty good job in P6.
Yeah, he's had a quiet race where he's just gained a few places here and there and just battled it and try and keep the car on track. So he'll be pleased with it. As Lee now is coming up to the back of TJ Honest, so Lee now having a horrid race for himself as well.
Lee needs P6 at least. That's the maximum he can get. I think he needs to get P6. What do you think?
Yeah, well, let's see how realistic it is. It's a hard ask. It's what, 25 seconds?
No, it's just.
No, it's not.
It's
It's not.
just 5 seconds.
Yeah, so I'm adding Smelly Badger's time up there. There you go.
And
Oh, he's nearly lost it. Lee now nearly lost it
Yeah.
coming out the second
Yeah.
Lesmo.
he lost a whole heap of time.
God,
And
that
yeah,
is...
the drivers are starting to settle down, I think, and settle in for their positions. I think for now it's just all about making it to the end.
Yeah, I think that you're right. Survival with Techno, it's probably just a matter of keep it nice, cool, and controlled. Don't want to throw it away so close to the end.
That's definitely very important for his championship, that win. Like, he can bounce back. So he would be able to bounce back after a DNF in Spa.
Lord JB is in P10. He's got Chopper in front of him. Force injured driver recovering from an unfortunate incident a couple of laps ago.
Gamey Thing's holding up Smelly Badger at the moment. He's a lap down. So I don't know what he's doing.
He's going to have to get out of the way. He's sharpish there. He should know this by now. Just stay on board with him.
He's having a pretty bad race, Gamey Things. And pretty unlucky for Lord JB as well.
He
P10.
moves over finally. Moved over to the right hand side of the track.
And still not letting him go. And Decadent. Remember, he came into the league, won his first ever race. And so far, he had up and down hills after that win in Silverstone.
Yeah, that was... quite odd. Maybe it was just one of them days where you just have a brilliant race. There you go. Gaming Things is been disqualified. Holding the car up like that is just not called for. I'm sure that will be investigated after the race. Holding up a driver for that long is just unacceptable.
He got a penalty for it.
And he's left the session. Okay, so we've got 13 cars left. Decadent, what a job he's done, like you're saying. He's still in the race though, and that's a testament to him, because a lot of drivers probably would have retired the car.
Yes.
So Lord
Decadent's
JB
coming up to the back of.
Go on.
Decadent's coming up to the back of Decadent. So he'll have to let him go.
So Lord JB is in 10th, 9th, Chopper 8th, Lee now.
Gets a 5-second penalty for ignoring blue flags as well.
Must be catching in the race. So Techno Thriller's still got 5.5 seconds lead on Fletcher Boy and the Williams, but Fletcher Boy should be happy with that. Some decent points scored, but Techno Thriller still, it will be extending his championship lead, and with so many races gone and not a lot left, it's going to be quite tough for Fletcher Boy to maintain a challenge. Humbug probably doing the best of the rest, with third place, which will be adding to his total in the Drivers' Championship.
Techno... Ooh! What happened here? Techno ran into the back of a Ferrari. I think it was Blood and Sand, yes. He was lapped down and Techno lost a chunk of his front wing.
Well, this is going to open it up now for Fletcher Boy. A bad mistake there by Techno Thriller. He's maybe not concentrating hard enough. Maybe he thought he had the race sewn up. Oh, he locked up. There you go. So he's probably going to have to pit. Do you expect him to pit, or do you reckon he'll carry on?
No. I think he should carry on. Or at least I would carry on.
So 4.3 seconds difference now to Fletcher Boy. 4 laps left of the race. It's going to be tough now for Fletcher Boy to try and put the hammer down, but you never know. He might just have a bit left in his car, a bit of performance ready to unleash to try and chase down Techno.
He's close. He can see them. You can see them on one picture. This is going to be interesting. Fletcher Boy needs to pick up the pace in order to win this Grand Prix. And
on
the chance is given.
Lee now is in 8th position at the moment, so some more points to take home if he can keep it on the track as coming to get you is pitting.
Yeah, he has a damaged front wing for himself as well. CBO land from P15 up into P4. Driver of the day candidate.
Yeah, definitely. Even 4.9 seconds now, Fletcher Boy to Techno. I think Techno may have just had a little bit of a mistake there, a little bit of a lock-up cost him, but he's got the race back under control as coming to get you leaves the pits after a nose change.
If Techno can make it, that would be awesome for him, I think, as he has lost a part of his front wing. So yeah, Techno will have 3 race victories this season, which will be the most out of the current drivers.
Exactly that, yes. As we know, you are the current leader with that with 5, which was just excellent.
Thank you.
So Fletcher Boy 4.5 seconds behind. It looks like I think Techno's got this sewn up. Let's see if we go down further the field. Third is Humbug coming around Parabolica. CBO land inherits 4th. I've come to get you pits for a new nose, so it's coming to get you his 5th now. Smelly Badger 6th. A solid race by him, kept it quite controlled and picking up some decent points for himself. TJ on his 7th, been under pressure from a few drivers. Lee now not had the best of races, bit of contact as well, causing an extra pit stop for himself. So he's 8th position at the moment with Chopper 9th. Lord JB is 10th for Snipe's sake, and Decadent finish with 11th and 12th. They don't finish, they're still currently racing, but I think it's their races are done. They're not going to be anywhere near the points. So Lord JB is trying to make a move on Chopper, so we'll go on board with them. So going out with Parabolica down start finish straight. So you've got the Force India or Lord JB. Try and have a little look at Chopper. Chopper also having a look at Lee Nell. So 3 cars going down. These start finish straight going up to turn 1. Let's see if anyone's going to be brave enough to make a move. It'll be Chopper trying to have a look at Lee Nell. Let's see what happens. Lee Nell goes a little bit wide there, but drivers make it through pretty safe. Looks like Lord JB's gained a bit of time there. A couple of attempts on Chopper coming out the first couple of corners. So a lot of spray being kicked up there by the cars. So Lee Nell is getting a ton of spray from TJ on us, even though a couple of seconds down the road with Chopper right behind Lee Nell at the moment. 3 tenths of a second. Lord JB a further 2.7, 3 tenths of a second, sorry, behind Chopper. So it's going to be a close race. Techno Thriller gets a 5-second stop-go penalty for corner cutting.
5 seconds.
And Fletcher Boy is 5.4 seconds. He was 4.8. Fletcher Boy needs to just improve a bit of timing now. He's got a couple of laps left. He's 4.8. He's got to keep it under 5 seconds, so it's going to be quite an exciting finish. We'll stay on board with Force India.
Does not know anything about it.
That's it. He doesn't know. Lee Nell gets a 3-second time penalty as well. That just compounds the miserable race that he's having. Stay on board currently with the Force India or Lord JB.
This is going to be something special. If Fletcher can win it in that style.
We'll just stay on board with Lord JB at the moment. This is getting very frustrating. Is he gonna make the move? Is he not? If he doesn't make the move into turn 1, we will go and on board with Fletcher Boy.
No, he won't. He was a little bit far away, but he forced Chopper into a mistake. I'm pretty excited to see.
Right, Techno Thriller's finishing the race. Fletcher Boy's 4.9 seconds behind, 4.7 seconds behind. Techno Thriller is... Oh, we've still got another lap to go. There we go, there you go. Too much excitement for me.
Yeah, but this is going to be interesting.
Right, so I'm going to go back with Lord JB. Let's see if we can see what he's doing. He's still tucked behind the Mercedes of Chopper. So, it's going to be tough going around, coming out of second Lesmo on the little mini straight, going quite hard is Lord JB, but it's just not got enough on Chopper.
It's 5.5 seconds at the moment.
I bet you people are screaming that Fletcher Boy needs to get under the 5 seconds. It's going to be so tough. Techno Thriller will be probably full fuel going for it. That's it. Fletcher Boy is in the dark. He doesn't know he's got a chance of winning, but he's 4 attempts out of that chance to get position 1.
Steve Jonas runs wide. I think that's pretty good. Lining up for Lee now. He goes up the inside.
Techno Thriller coming out of Ascari now. He's on the last little section of his last lap in the Italian Grand Prix. Fletcher Boy's 5.5 seconds. It's going to be right down to the wire. It's going to be very, very close.
Oh, this is pretty close.
So for now, as Techno Thriller before Fletcher Boy crosses, Techno Thriller gets a provisional win at the moment as we await Fletcher Boy. Fletcher Boy 5.5 seconds behind. Is he going to make it?
Yeah, that was more than 5 seconds.
5.4 seconds.
5.4 seconds.
I think Fletcher Boy, once he knows how close it was, he will be maybe a little gutted at that as Humbug finishes 3rd on board with the McLaren Honda CBO land. He's going to be finishing 4th.
Chopper and Jonas, they're fighting for P7.
Oh, Chopper's having a little look on the Toro Rosso.
He'll dive up the inside.
Is he going to do it? Oh, he's going to follow him now for Ascari.
He got a better line. He's far away.
He's going to have to either make a late dive or just maybe accept 8th position.
If Jonas does not... Oh, okay. Chopper has a 3-second time penalty. So, from earlier, so that won't affect them. Lord JB is 7th. And Techno Thriller, that's his third win of the season.
That's it, he gets the hat-trick of race wins. So Techno Thriller just about keeps first position. Brilliant race by him, well controlled. A little lock-up caused him a bit of concern with a couple of laps to go. Fletcher Boy did a decent job. Humbug also scoring decent points for his Drivers' Championship. Lee Nell, one of the biggest losers I'd say out on that race in terms of his championship challenge, as coming to get you also 5th place. Not the race he probably would have wanted.
Yeah, I think he would deserve a better race.
So CBO Lands was what, 16th on the grid to 4th?
Techno had a 10-second time penalty, it says. So I'm confused.
Maybe he served a 5-second stop-go penalty, because he
Maybe,
will
yes.
add that. So Techno Thriller, Fletcher Boy and Humbug, Peter, you'll be inviting them into the chat party, and we'll have
Yes, of course.
see what they have to say.
Just a minute.
So that was round 13 of Speed Force Racing Monza. Interesting race. Rain come a lot earlier than we expected. We fought halfway through the race, come on lap 5 of the race, threw a lot of drivers' plans out the windows and then improvised, with Techno Thriller getting a well-deserved win, with Fletcher Boy also chasing as Humbug as well. Coming to get you had not the best race probably, but you know, 5th place is not to be sniffed at.
And I think CBON should deserve the driver of the day again.
There you go, 2nd week running, I think that is. That is a brilliant display there by CBO Land. Something's wrong
And also
with the
Smelly
lobby.
Badger. So
Yes.
I've invited them to the party. No one joined yet. So Humbug, Techno, and Fletcher Boy.
So I think the session's crashed, which will
Maybe.
have to leave the session. Oh no, next session begins. There we go. Someone left.
So at the moment, no one is joining.
So while we wait for the driver to join us, we'll just probably have a talk through on who the biggest winner was out of this race in terms of the championship.
Techno Thriller definitely for me. He made 2 big calls and got the pole position and the race win. So what else should you ask for?
See, it's a tough one. I don't know if the Techno really gain a lot from it. I know apart from the points, but it's, you know, when you're having a race like that and you have an instant where you lock up and it costs you a bit, sure, that's got to make the driver think, maybe I've got to concentrate on every single lap, no matter if I'm winning by 6 seconds or 2nd place I'm losing by 6 seconds. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, you're right.
Everyone's in. Alright, Jonas, you can do the interviews.
Okay, so everyone's in?
Yeah. Everyone's in.
I think Jonas is not in. He's in, but like a little sign is flashing. And just please make sure your voice is shared. Okay, so I think everyone is in.
Okay then, Peter, you can talk to Techno Thriller for us, please.
Okay, Techno. Good evening. How you doing? Okay, good job, buddy. How did you manage to get that pole position lap? Okay, and you made a few pretty good calls with the inters and definitely on the wets. So, uh, how did you know when to come in? Okay, yeah, definitely. Thank you, Fletcher. Coming to you,
Right,
a
mate.
beautiful lap, a beautiful lap on softs. What was your
Yeah.
strategy?
Well, I thought it was going to rain later, but it was actually lap 5, so I sort of screwed myself over a bit, but I managed to pull it back, so it was a good race, really.
Yeah, good job. And you were pretty close to win it, as Techno had like 5 second penalty, and you were
Yeah,
like 5.4 seconds away.
I couldn't get close enough to him. He was quick all race, to be fair to him.
Yeah, okay. And what about you, Jonas? Just 300s away from pole position. How did you manage to get that lap in? Okay, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Good job, guys. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers.
So, as drivers exit the chat party, we'll bring this week's stream to a close. So, brilliant display by Techno Thriller, Fletcher Boy, and Humbug. Also, for next week going, drivers must remember to allow voice to share. Some of the viewers didn't hear what they had to say, but it will be quoted and put on the page maybe in a couple of days to go along with the championship table. As always, something we'll always call a hit for us, Peter, and it wouldn't be a stream without him.
Thank you, buddy. It was a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, have a good night, mate, and good luck next week in your race.
Thank you. Thank you. Good luck, guys, and congratulations.
So that's it for Speed Force Racing. Round 13, we're back next week. Round 14 should be interesting, especially after this result. Head to www.facebook.com/Speed Racing PS4 for all the latest results, tables, and any news, especially involving the Classics mini-series, which is round 2 tomorrow at Silverstone. We'll be streaming that live as well, so join us tomorrow. Thank you, everyone. Good night.